as I do with all products, I'm going to put the new Chanel Le Beige into a real test into how long it wears, but also most importantly, the best way to wear it. So I'm going to do the series on how different ways to wear it and which method looks best on my skin as well as the longevity. So obviously the first start is to use this by itself. So it's a very interesting product because it's just like a tinted moisturizer in a way that gives like a dewy complexion. So I've only worn this one, but I wanted to show you guys how I would use it. So I just have like 2 pumps of this, and it comes with a brush like that. So you just have to kind of stiffle it on your hand and then see what happens. So I have the shade light, so it might be just, I think it's just like the right shade for me. I can see that it has slightly of a tint, but I was warned that don't think of this as like a tint moisturizer really that has a lot of tint. It will just be like a nice primer in a sense. So I think the next experiment I'm going to be doing is combining this with a tinted moisturizer or foundation and seeing how that wears. Okay, so that's just the 1 layer, aka 2 pumps of the Le Beige, and while I can't really see a difference as much, I did see that tint going on, especially around my cheek area to make that lighter. So that's it, but my skin really does look pretty glowy, and I really like this because I just feel like it evens out my entire skin tone. It's a good base to put on other products as well. So this is just the base, and then you can keep watching to see how I build this look up with other methods. So this is a look with just the Le Beige, 2 pumps of that, and I obviously have some dark circles and redness, so I'm just gonna go over it with a concealer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, and let's see how it looks by just covering up little parts of. This concealer, by the way, is so great. It's in shade medium, and it's perfect to cover up just your dark circles. It's very powerful, and I love the brush that it comes with as well. So so the areas that I usually always cover up are under my eyes and around my nose, and I love using a nice little brush like this. And then I'm just going to kind of spread that out to cover some other areas of my face to just even everything out. So the concealer is done. As you can see, it did cover up a lot of the imperfections that I had in my face, but I almost feel like it could be better because there's like obviously my whole face that was just covered up with Le Beige, and then there's like just splotches of concealer over certain areas. So I kind of just want to smoothen everything out and then just use a very little bit of concealer. And also it just looks pretty pale. So the next experiment, I want to just try combining some other tinted moisturizers with the Le Beige at the same time instead of going into different stuffs like this. But overall, still, like, my skin tone is a lot more brighter and just evened out. The method we are trying out is combining the Le Beige and this Aqua foundation. They are both in, this one is in shade beige and this is in shade 10 beige, very light. 2 pumps of the Le Beige and then 1 pump of the foundation. So the Le Beige actually comes with a brush like this, so kind of mix it up in your hand, dip it, and then I'm gonna apply it together on the skin. So let's see how my skin transforms after this. Okay, let's see how that wears. I like using the water foundation on its own as well, but I'm really interested to see how it looks blended together. So let's test that out. And the thing about this is that you just have to keep dabbing it in your face and letting that like smudge through and even out the complexion. It may not seem like a lot of product when you first dab it, but I figured that if you keep like blending that across, it does its work in its own way. You don't even like see it happen, but after you're finished blending it, then that's when you really see the big difference. Ooh, wow, I love what I'm seeing. All right, let's snap a picture. Just looks so much more alive after this. Really liking it. And then it does give off a lot of it of glow, so I'm just gonna finish it off with using this Chanel powder foundation just in my T-zone, just to give that glowiness out the way. Okay. All right, that's it. That's it for the base. I'm really liking this look, although I will say that I look a little too pale in a way, so I'm gonna have to go in with a lot of bronzer. But overall complexion, I really instantly see a difference in how brighter, and I don't even have like the dull marks. I don't need concealer or anything, so I'm very happy with this look. Let's move on to the next. Today we are going to try the last experiment of the Le Beige series. So this is the third attempt. So last time I did it, my skin just felt a little too pale to the point where I was like, I definitely need to add on a lot of bronzer on top of this. But still, I love the overall look and glowiness of it by combining the Le Beige with the Aqua foundation. But today, to cover up the paleness, I'm going to try using the debronzing and mixing it into the mixture. So let's just try the Le Beige, 2 pumps of that, and then we're gonna add in of the debronzy like that. And we're gonna skip this for today and then just see how it turns up, and then we'll apply it. All right, so once again, stiffle it up over. With the part that has more of the debronzy, I'm gonna start applying it right there. Whoa, that is strong. And then with the leftover, I'm gonna just apply it all over my face. Okay. Once again, every time I use the Le Beige, I feel like it's not enough because I'm like, there's really nothing left on my hand. But if you keep stiffling this across, it somehow works its magic. The first thing I noticed is how smoothly and naturally it blends out in the forehead area. Because usually if I use bronzer on my forehead, it like leaves a little streak that looks so natural, but look at that, that's pretty damn natural. And it doesn't even look like I put that much contour on when I use this right now. I'm definitely seeing a slightly glowier complexion. In the beginning of the video, my skin was definitely looking a little red, a little dull to be honest, but now I can just see how much brighter it's looking. Okay, so that is it for the look. I look a lot more bronzer now. I actually really like it. And there's a lot of dewiness glowing on all across my face. So I'm going to use this powder once again on select areas of my face. Just going to focus it right here and kind of make it act like a slight concealer as well under my eyes. Okay, that's it. I'm really liking this. I think so far this has to be my favorite look, you know. Third time's a charm. So because I got this Le Beige in light, I feel like I really needed something that was a little bit more bronzy. So use a liquid bronzer like Deep Bronzy or any kind of liquid bronzers, mix up in your mixture and then finish up with a powder because the Le Beige really has that dewiness, which is great, but if you have it all over your face, it might be a little too much. And plus the powder lets it stay for a little longer. Last time I did this, I tested this. It truly does last up to or more than 10 hours. It really doesn't budge or anything, so it's great for an everyday makeup. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Follow me on Instagram for daily reviews and shopping hauls like this, and I'll see you guys in my next video.